Welcome back, Cardboard Warriors. How's everybody out there doing today? Hope you're having an awesome day. So last night was the pre-release for Crimson Vow, so I went and did that. And I'm going to open my prize packs. I'm also going to open the box topper I completely forgot to open in yesterday's box opening. Because, yeah, I was like dead tired that morning and totally just slipped my mind. I had allergies bother me. It was a mess. Anyway, so now we're going to open the prize packs from last night and also the box topper from yesterday, but I'm going to go over the deck that I got first. And before that, check out the description below. There's a lot of good links on the Crimson Vow stuff, sale prices, links that'll apps that'll get you free money back on everything you purchase online, and credit cards to give you 1.5% cash back. That's what I use to buy all my Magic stuff. So it's basically, you know, if you add it all up, it's like you can get up to 5-10% off of everything you buy. With if you use the cashback cards and the cashback apps and stuff like that, you end up getting free money back on everything you buy. So, and if you buy as much Magic product as I do, that's a big chunk of change at the end of the month every month. So anyways, check those out. They're all legit. They all work. All the Amazon links really help out the channel. If you go to use those links and go to Amazon to purchase anything, even something that's not in the links, as long as you use that link to get to Amazon, it does help out the channel. I get a small commission and everything. So I really appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything, just helps out the channel. Anyways, let's get into it. So Crimson Vow pre-release. My kit didn't have any mythics in it at all, which was a bummer. My girlfriend's kit had 3 mythics in it, who was pretty amazing. So she had a really good deck. But you know, she's a newer player, so she obviously didn't win too many games. She did get a prize pack, but basically they were going on wins, not really standings, just how many games you won. And I ended up winning 6 games out of the 8 that I played, or, well, I guess I ended up playing 10 total, because there's a couple 2-1 losses that I did, and then a couple 2-0 wins that I did. So I basically went 2-2 for the night. So anyways, I ended up pulling, like, most of my rares away. I did get 2 extra foil rares. I got a Hopeful Initiate and a Lantern Flare, which is really good card. It didn't help me as much though, because I didn't end up running red. I ended up going black and white. I almost went red and white because I did have a red and white rare, the Odric Blood Cursed, which pops out a lot of blood tokens, which would have been really nice. He's a 3-drop 3/3. I probably should have run him, but I ended up just going black and white instead of black and red, or white and red like I was thinking. I almost went 3-color, but I just I don't know, I just ended up changing my mind. I just didn't have the guts to do it. 3 colors with just basic lands always scares me. Anyway, so Lantern Flare, Hopeful Initiate were my bonus foil rares, the extra rares. And then I got a regular white rare as well, 2 of them. I got a Welcoming Vampire, and I got the Sigarda's Summons. Sigarda's Summons in the right build would probably be pretty awesome, but I started with it in the deck and then realized it just wasn't going to help me at all, because I didn't have enough stuff to put counters on creatures. So I ended up pulling it out after the first few rounds. But anyways, Welcoming Vampire, Dreadfast Demon. This is one of the main reasons I went black, plus that I got a couple good removal cards. But the Dreadfast Demon, every time I got this on the board, I won the game. I mean, it was just, this guy is unbelievably good. I mean, a 7-drop for a 6/6 flyer is not that good, but at the beginning of your end step, sacrifice a non-demon creature. If you do, create a token that's a copy of Dreadfast Demon. And then, of course, those copies, because they're copies of them, you can do that on those as well. So even if they kill the main one, you still can create more copies. So this guy, every time I got him on the board, I won the game. There's just no way of beating this guy. 6/6 flyers, multiple 6/6 flyers flying at you. And I mean, you got him out, you just cast a little 2-drop and then sack it, and boom, 6/6 flyer. So yeah, that guy was unbelievably good. It's going to be hard to put it in too many, you know, competitive decks, competitive constructed decks, because of the 7-drop mana, but there's always ways to cheat stuff into play. Anyways, I got a Twin Blade Geist, this little double striker. He came in handy. I had some pump spells that I could use on him, and that really just wrecks shop. And then the Disturb, you can actually bring him back as a double strike enchantment onto another creature, which really helped with the, oh, no, we'll get to her. Really helped with, where is she? Really helped with the Purifier for life gain. And then, where's my little menace girl? There she is. The Blood Crazed Socialite. This one, for a common, was just, this was probably my most powerful card in the deck, aside from the Dreadfest Demon, because the menace and creating the blood token and being able to give her +2/+2 for sacking a blood token, that came in really, really handy. I had enough removal to, most games, get people down to just one creature, or at least get them down to a few creatures that they were attacking with, so they didn't have enough to block her with. Or I was able to pump her up enough that even if they blocked with 2 creatures, I was able to get her to kill them and survive. Skulking Killer is really, I thought it was going to be a lot better than it was. Now, it was a 4-power creature for 4 that I was getting out, and it was doing pretty good. But the ETB trigger of -2/-2 on a creature an opponent controls is awesome, except for this little caveat that if that opponent controls no other creatures. So it only works if they only have 1 creature out, and that sucked. Most of the times they had more than 1 creature out, and this thing was ill-effective completely. The ETB trigger just wasn't working as well as it should have been. I mean, it's just such a weak conditional ETB. If it was a 4/4, it would have been a lot better card, but as a 4-drop, 4/2, I really don't recommend this. It's, unless you got tons of removal, so you can make sure they only got 1 creature that you can take out with the 2/2, it's just not worth it. Parasitic Grasp, this card is unbelievably good. For 3, you can deal 3 damage to a creature and gain 3 life, or for 2, you can do 3 damage to a human and gain 3 life. Great card, great removal. Yeah, I can't say enough about that one. That one is awesome. Great card in this set. The Purifier is really good. The card draw came in handy a lot. The fact that he's got lifelink, so he can actually be the only creature you got out, and you can still be drawing cards if you're attacking with him and getting them through. That's pretty amazing. So he's a really good card to look out for. The Griffwing Cavalry, he came into play a couple times. He was, I mean, I got him out a lot, but he really didn't do much very often. He's not as good as I hoped he would be. For 4-drop, it's just not good enough. If it had been a 3-drop, it would have been a much better card. Aim for the Head, there's a lot of zombies out there. I think I only got to use it once, but I didn't actually put it in until, I think, the 3rd round, so... And I sideboarded after the first game to put it in because he was around a lot of zombies. And then, of course, I didn't draw it against him, but I ended up drawing it in the last round a couple times. And it did help a little bit, but the zombies aren't that big. They're really only like 2/2s, most of them. There wasn't too many big zombies that I was able to take out with it. And I don't like doing the whole stripping people's hand thing because I don't like discard, so I don't make other people discard very often. Persistent Specimen. Great little card. I didn't get him out much, though. I just wasn't drawing him. So I did get him out one time, but it was later in the game, and he didn't really do much. So get him out early game is pretty cool because you can always bring him back on the 3rd turn there. But I never got him in the opening hand, so didn't do that much. The Adamant Wills, these things came in really, really handy. They helped out a lot. The +2/+2 and Indestructible saved my creatures all the time, and then the extra +2 on the double striker or on the life linker ended up winning a couple games for me, I think. So so this card did end up winning some games for me. The Adamant Will, and I got 2 of them, which was nice. Definitely in sealed or draft, this is a great card to put in your deck if you run a white. So Nurturing Presence, this one actually did a lot better than I thought it would. The ETB on the creatures to give it +1/+1 till end of turn didn't actually come into play much, but the 1/1 white flying creature token actually did come into play a lot. That one helped me get a lot of damage across because, you know, not a lot of people get a lot of flyers and sealed. So I think there was only like 1 guy that was running all flyers, and of course he ended up getting into the finals. but most of us didn't get enough flyers to run completely all flyers, but so having that one flyer out there really helps, especially against like green and stuff where they don't have a lot of ability to do anything about flyers. So Vampire Slayer, he didn't do much for me. He's just a 2-drop 2/2. Really nothing special there. The Supernatural Rescue, that did win me a game by being able to tap the creatures down because I had the spirit from the Nurturing Presence. So those two actually go hand in hand pretty well. 4 is a bit much. Unless you're running a lot of spirits, I wouldn't recommend it really. It's only +1/+2 for 4 mana. But if you're running a ton of spirits, the flash ability, being able to tap 2 creatures so you can get through for lethal, is pretty good. And sealed. In constructed, I don't think that card's going to do anything. Undying Malice, this card is great. It's a boost to a lot of the previous cards. Kaya's Return or whatever it was. Until end of turn, target creature gains. When this creature dies, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control with a 1/1 counter on it. So there's a lot of those cards that are 1-drops, but they give a -1 counter when it comes back into play. This one actually boosts it up, so a lot of value for 1 mana there. And it being an instant, you can use it right in the middle of battle, save one of your creatures. That one helped me out a couple times. I was able to bring back my most powerful creature after a brutal battle there. Ragged Recluse. This one should have done really well in this deck because whenever you discard a card at the end of the turn, you get to transform it into a 3/3 that whenever it attacks, opponent loses 1 life and you gain a life. Problem is, I wasn't actually discarding anything. Most of the time, the blood tokens, I was using them to sacrifice to the Blood Crazed Socialite to pump her up, so I wasn't actually discarding cards. I didn't have enough card draw, even though I had the life linker with the card draw. I wasn't drawing enough cards to have expendable cards to really use the blood tokens to discard. I might have done it a couple times, but of course those were the times I didn't have them out. I never actually got to transform them. So Blood Fountain, great little first turn card. This one came in really handy a lot because it's 1 black to create a blood token, which I could then sacrifice to the Socialite later on, but also it had a 4, and sack it, you can return 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. So later game, when all your creatures have been taken out by removal, you can get them back. So great card for sealed or draft. The Infantry is pretty good. It's a 2-drop 2/2, but then he's got the Disturb for 4. It's a +2/+2 enchantment for a creature. So I do love this Disturb thing. I think it's such a great idea that they did, being able to bring cards back and do something else after they've died as a creature. I do like that. And same thing with the Kindly Ancestor. 3-drop 2/3 with lifelink. And then for Disturb for 2, you can bring it back as a lifelink counter or enchantment. Gift of Fangs. This is a great card because if it's on a vampire, like her, you pump it up +2/+2. Otherwise, it's removal. It's a -2/-2 on somebody else's creature that's not a vampire. So, great card. This one's going to be huge and sealed in draft. If you're running black and you come across these, definitely grab them. They're really good as removal and pump. So, I love cards that are really versatile like that. Then, of course, the Blood Crazed Socialite definitely was the hero of the deck, I think. Just because I ended up getting it out a lot, and the Menace was huge. The creating the blood token and being able to pump it up to a 5/5, huge. So that one really helped out. The black and white cards I didn't use were the Sigarda Summons, Fleeting Spirit. This one might have been okay, but the 1 toughness, I ended up not going with it. Had a Wedding Invitation, Honored Heirloom, Gluttonous Guest. This one I liked, but it wasn't. It just for 3-drop for only 1 power, I just ended up not going with it. I probably should have, so I could have gotten the extra blood tokens and then gained a little bit of life here and there. The Pointed Discussion, draw 2 cards, lose 2 life, and then create a blood token. Not bad. I just thought the 3 was a bit too much for losing a life also. And it's really only 1 extra card because this card takes the place of one of those cards you could have drawn. So I got a couple of these Mind Leech Ghouls. I just ended up not going with them just because I didn't have enough creatures to really sacrifice creatures in a 40-card deck too often, and exiling 2 cards from somebody's hand wasn't that big of a bonus for losing a creature. If he'd had flash, maybe, because then, you know, I could have flashed him in when a creature was already about to die anyway, and it wouldn't have cost me anything, but I wasn't going to sacrifice a perfectly good creature just to make somebody exile a card from their hand. The Shield Basher, it was pretty nice that he's got the built-in indestructible, for 1 when he attacks. 4 for a 4/2 though, he just dies too easy, I think. And then these guys 5 for 2 5s that just, you gotta pay to tap a creature. They are spirits, but I thought they were too expensive. I had a lot of expensive cards in the deck, so I didn't want to go over that too much. Anyways, my pre-release card was Overcharged Amalgam. Good card for blue if I'd have been running blue, but I didn't run blue. Like I said, I got the Odric Bloodcursed, the Patchwork Crawler in blue, Ill-Tempered Loner, and I think that was all the rares. The rest was just commons and uncommons. I don't want to make the video too long, so we won't go through all those and why I didn't go with those colors or not anything. We're already at 15 minutes. I haven't even opened any packs, so let's open some packs and see what I won. Alright. First pack. Tokens, land. Geralf, Visionary Stitcher. Cool. This one I came up against. Somebody was playing this card, and man, this card is brutal. Sacrifice another non-token creature, create an XX blue zombie where X is the sacrifice creature's toughness. That is there's some zombies with really big, or some creatures with really big toughness in this deck, so I got just trounced by the guy that was running this because he kept getting this guy out early game and then just sacking to get huge zombies that had flying. So that guy is a really good card. Watch out for him. He might actually be worth something down the road because he's very, very useful. All right. In the right build, of course. Forest, Bloodveil Purveyor, Flying Trample 5/6 for 4. Wow. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player creates a blood token. Okay, so it gives your opponent blood tokens. Whenever he attacks, he gets +1 for each blood token defending player controls. Oh, that's really good, actually. Wow. I wish I'd have gotten that in my pre-release deck. That could have been handy. All right. Moving on. Open pack, open. All right. Plains, Curse of Hospitality. Okay, weird. All right. So that's our next rare there. And too much text to read. The video's already too long. Alrighty. Got a Gifted Fangs foil. That's pretty cool. And Shattered Sanctum for our, one of our rare lands there. Nice. Oh, no, we're knocking everything over. Oh, God. Cards down. Here. Next pack. Tokens, land, Runo Stormkirk, which has got the Crothus Lord of the Deep on the back. So there we go. There's our next rare. Come on, no mythics. Give me a mythic. Give me a mythic. Last pack mythic. Let's see it. Let's see it. Something good here. Come on. Ah. All right. Oh, we got a mythic. Nice. And with one of the best mythics in the set, in my personal opinion, this Maniform Hellkite. I think he's going to wreck shop. I think he's, yeah, I mean, creating dragon illusions. It's basically Sharknado, but for dragons. It's crazy. Yeah, that's going to be really good in some builds. I know people are going to abuse that card. So it's already one of the more expensive cards in the set. So that was pretty good. We got some good cards. We got a land and the Hellkite, and then the Geralf, which is really good. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know how yours went, and we will finally open this box topper that I forgot to open in yesterday's video. So let's see what we get in here. Pull tab. Will it actually pull all the way? Nope, didn't think so. Oh, all right. Try to keep it faced away from the camera so we don't give it away. If I can get this back open. Without bending the card or damaging the card. All right, here we go. We're gonna get hosed with an uncommon. It's got a ding on it. And Mysterious Blood Illness. Yes, we got hosed with an uncommon. Boo, boo. Vampire's Vengeance deals 2 damage to each non-vampire creature. Create a blood token. Yeah, that's not too bad. Be a little board wipe for small non-vampires. Alright, so there you go. There's your box topper. Not really exciting, so I guess it's not a big deal that I missed it in the video. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you think in the comments below and how you did at your pre-release and how many people showed up. You know, I'm interested to hear that. We only had 12, which is very, very low turnout for a pre-release at my LGS. Usually, like pre-pandemic, we're getting like 50, 60 people, and then we've had probably like 20 to 30 since then. And so only having 12 last night was very weird, especially because there's a little more hype behind this set than there was over the last few. But then not many people showed up for the pre-release, so that's very unusual. So they are kind of close together, though. This release was way too close to the last one, I think, only 2 months apart. So that could have had something to do with it. Let me know how you did and how many people showed up and if you got anything good. So thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.